Interesting.
Good morning, everybody. Siege here. Welcome to a Sunday broadcast of some Destiny 1. While we talk about the update for Destiny 2. I don't know if you've gotten the opportunity to read that update yet or not, but it's kind of funny that a lot of the stuff that they want to just put back into the game is stuff that's already sitting in this one here. So to me, that's a little weird. That's a little weird, but figured I'd hop on out into orbit here. You can see there's actually quite a few people that still play the game, you know? Like, it's not like the tower doesn't have a fair number of people. Same amount I would have said, like in the past, I don't know. Oh God, here we go. See, something's going on at the house. But I would say like towards, you know, Age of Triumph, that kind of thing. It's about the same number of people in the tower now as there were then. So I think that's really saying something. Hey Seahawks, how are you? Martin?
He's wasting our time.
You are here. You are here. We are here. Back in the old tower. Feels good too. Just popping in here. Oh my goodness. Like nostalgia. Looking around the tower. It's kind of like the route, you know. It's good to see the day's bounties. What do we got going on? Yeah, probably grab a couple of them.
Acknowledged.
Let's see, what's the game type? Oh, just a match. Oh, I'm going to grab a few of these. Hello, Blood Rain. Morning or afternoon, or depends on your perspective. Grab a few of these. You guys remember this? Oh, man, this feels good. Feels real good. Ooh. It's a fine-looking Titan. I'm not doing too bad, actually. I feel pretty good. Now that I'm sitting in the tower here, I feel really good. Like, I'm actually... It's amazing enough that now that, like, I've been kind of doing the YouTube channel a little bit somewhat more seriously, or at least streaming more, like, I don't get to play the games, you know, just for fun as much. FT Man, how are you? Mario? So just being able to like kind of come in here and get the opportunity to sit back here and play this afternoon. Some Destiny, the real Destiny. You know, there's the real Traveler, right there. That's the one I know. There you go. So 6 a.m. in the morning, but for some people it's noon. So you know that's right on the edge of being the afternoon and that kind of thing. So it all depends on where you're at. But what I would say is the same thing I'll say to anybody else. If you want to play, just make sure that you send me a friend request. If you want to play some Destiny, you can hop in right now because I'm gonna hit it. FT Man, I'd say give it, you know, like 15, 20 minutes at the most. The one thing I will say is that I'd like to discuss some of this update, because did anybody happen to read it? So I got the opportunity yesterday to not only watch the dev stream for Warframe, which was interesting to say the least. I got to see all the stuff, and now I know what everybody was talking about. Like, there were so many things that happened here recently with damage changes, and it was a crazy thing. But then I also got the opportunity to read the updates of what they want to do for Destiny 2, and man, I gotta tell you that, like, it's like essentially what they just want to do is take everything that they've changed and revert it back, which is, it's good in a way, but I paid for a new game. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I paid for a new game, not the game that I played for 3 years. I want changes. I want innovation. So when do we get that? Like, what year do we get that? that's what I'm really concerned about now. Is like I see all these people, like a lot of the Destiny YouTubers, even the ones that were kind of like finally starting to break away from like the company line, and we're like actually saying, hey, look, there's some real issues that we got to talk about here.
I'm ready if you are.
Like even they were like, oh, I see some. This is some real progress. You know, we got real change coming here. You know, glad to see that they're listening. And I'm thinking to myself, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who's listening? I don't get it. Like, who are you referring to? Because I don't see any of it at all. Does this not look fantastic? Oh, just feels good again to be like quick, be powerful. No, maybe not that powerful. Especially when I was at level 11. It is what it is.
That's gotta be the way into their lair.
I'm sure it is, Ghost. Hey, thank you, Thomas. I appreciate it, buddy. Hey, I mean, like, you saw my latest video. Like, I still feel like this is a game that somebody should inquire about. I think it still has some potential. I do. That's my personal opinion, and I will bet you any money, considering the fact that we're playing this right now and I haven't played in a while, that there will be things that I get with when I open my whatever engram things, bullcrap things that they have, that I still, to this day, don't have. You know? Where you at? I don't know. Newbie, I don't even know if that, it might be a while. It might be past that. Like, a lot of the changes they talked about in that blog were kind of like geared more towards what I would say is like September, you know, like, or close to that. So I'm not really getting my hopes up so much until I start seeing things, because that's the biggest problem I have with everything that they've discussed so far, is that every single time I hear that they are acknowledging that there was a problem or whatever the situation is, like, they always say, okay, so this is what we're doing and we're listening, but I want want solid dates. I want drop dead dates when these things are going to happen. And maybe that sounds a little odd for a consumer to be saying that, but like, I feel so underwhelmed by your product, and I'm like halfway to leaving, you know? So at the end of the day, like, I just want to, I don't know. I need something. It was a cash grab. It was a huge cash grab. I still want to know. I still am very curious as to where this listening thing even comes from. I don't think that they're listening at all. Like, if you were listening, if you were really listening, they probably would have removed Eververse from the thing altogether. Like, it's not out of the question. A lot of people have been saying that like, oh, wait, what didn't I do back here? Did I, like, miss a dude? Did I not kill a guy or something? I'm so used to doing this mission. Let's see if we can't just do this. What do we got here? About to, like, finish some people here. Oh, I'm gonna die. Maybe not. Yeah, and they keep saying about the engine is very hard to work with, and I've heard that one before. But again, my issue is that if it's very hard to work with, and we changed it for Destiny 2,
Must be close.
when do I get to see the quick changes? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's more excuses than anything else. Like, I really do feel like, whoa, that Jason Schreier article where they just said that, you know, they kind of got into the meat of Destiny, and they started realizing as a kind of a company overall that for them, the effort wasn't worth the amount of, you know, I guess the money which is odd because they were making so much. I thought they were making so much of it. They, there was all these different news articles about how much money Destiny had made, and oh my God, it was the fastest selling this, that, and the other thing, that you would assume that it would have been something that was worthwhile to continue doing. Like, you're telling me you can't find any people out there that are excited about making new content for this game? It's ridiculous. Like, it's just that's a lie. That's got to be a lie. There's no way. I bet you any money you could find enough people within the Destiny community, just the Destiny community, who have the ability, have the skills required to make the content, and would like just jump at the chance at being able to actually be a part of creating content versus, just being the one to receive it all the time. Well, that's true, but the engine is no excuse for everything that's going. I mean, it's there's a lot of things. Yeah, and that's again, it's just you. The main point that I was thinking before was like, you ask yourself, if, especially any of you guys that have like worked in the business world or have seen any part of it, like you ask yourself, like, how do some people at the company still have jobs? Like, there's a lot of outrage, associated with it. And I know that if my product, if my customer base was that vocally unhappy with my product, that like, somebody would have to answer for that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Where you going, buddy? Come up here. Oh, God. They're totally fucked, Ah! Don't you do it. Oh, you son of a bitch. Luke Smith should have been fired, but like at the end of the day, like I still ask, like there's got to be somebody higher up, because they talked about the idea that I need something else in that. They talked about the idea that if it's true that Jason Schreier article is true, that there was a reboot of the story, and and Luke Smith essentially had like 18 months to make a game. Like, there has to be a person like above Luke Smith and all those guys, you know what I'm saying, that like, or somebody above that guy, who Bungie as a whole, like one of their like main execs, would have to come down and say, okay, look, when we did Destiny 1 and all this crap happened and now it's happening again, like, what's going on here? What's wrong with how you're picking your people? And last time I had a nice big neighbor after this guy. Oh, hey, look. Okay. That Nova Bomb didn't kill anybody? Get out of here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to live in a world where that thing didn't kill anybody. Or, I mean, that Axion bolt grenade, whatever. This is the game. Triple Rick did a great bit about why he isn't playing D2 at the moment. It's basically the game. Yeah. The game isn't fun. Yeah. Well, that's true. That's absolutely true. The other day, I mentioned this in the past, that the reason why I still get on and play has a lot to do with the fact that I have a clan, and I'm just trying to, for the people that do still play, I'd like to contribute for those people, their sake. But this week, like, I can't do it. I tried playing a little earlier this week, and it was like almost, like, it was so boring. Hey, come here. You sons of bitches. Oh, I hate them. Come here. I need you. Perfect. I'm not. So, you know, if I hadn't played this game for so long, I wouldn't know where half these little hidey spots are, and I'd be dead again. Hey, you guys with the wire rope, it's really starting to piss me off on the fly. What's up, Scared? Bungie is that restaurant you go to that you wish you had gone to the other restaurant instead because the food looks good. Yeah, but tastes like shit. Lore-wise, what happens when you die? You mean in this game? FT, man, is that what you're referring to? Because I can actually explain that one pretty good. Well, sorta, I guess. It's what's weird. Like, Destiny 2 really convoluted everything when it came to the lore. Like, half the stuff that, like... The Traveler being alive is very awkward. It really kind of, like, it screws up the whole story. I don't think people really understand how badly that messed up the lore. Put thousands and thousands of hours from D1, max characters and all gear. You couldn't keep me away. I do. Yep, with D2, I feel Bungie is a bit abusive. Oh my God, yeah, a bit abusive to its fans, and yeah, it's like to the point where again, it feels almost like the company like looks at the fan base as, well, you guys are with us, so we're gonna put out something, but like this is the best we can do. Like, there's really not more that we can handle. So hopefully you'll just accept what we have. And like, there's still people that do, and that's fine. If you find the game, you know, really fun, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, keep enjoying yourself. But you can't deny that, like, if certain aspects of it were better, that it would be like a bad thing. That's what I never understood when the people that like argue about making the game any better, like. I don't understand the perspective of where they're coming from. Like, when people bitch just for the sake of bitching, that's one thing. But when people have legitimate concerns that they voice, especially on the forums and stuff like that, and then they have to like come to all this, like, it's really weird, like, hate die in the game. Let me finish this point, and then I'll explain that in its entirety. You know, I don't know. I guess it kind of was the finish of my point there. I just don't understand a lot of that and the thinking process behind it. But you know, I guess maybe that's just a perspective I'm not meant to understand. As far as dying in the game of Destiny, you got to go kind of like deeper into the lore, and as I understand it, the Guardians are essentially just, all they are just former soldiers of different eras and times and stuff like that. They were, you know, things that the light could imbue and reanimate, that had some type of battle skill. And they don't really, like, talk much about it, like, if the Guardian retained any of their personality or not. And as you can see, like, because none of them talk anymore for some strange reason, like, it's hard to know, like, if they do or not. I've actually thought of the idea that, as far as Destiny lore is concerned, that the ghost, your ghost is really the character. And basically, you're just like a hunk of flesh that just moves around, that's reanimated with power. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like they wanted to distance themselves from stuff that was made by... Yeah, Eldred. I think that Destiny absolutely wanted to... They just wanted to get out of this game. That was the main thing. Like, I think they realized at some point, pretty early, that it wasn't something that they wanted to do long term, but yet it was going to be something that they would have to do long term. Which I think is why it's the difference. Why you see, like, how well Warframe is, because, like, Warframe's community, there's, like, and their people are sunk in. You can tell, like, Warframe is the main priority of DE. That's what they do. The people there come in there every day. They do their Warframe. know, ooh, you know what? I better put on maybe 3 coins. You know, just in case. For old time's sake. Don't shoot me while I'm doing this. Do I have any left? I don't think I do. Did I miss it? Yeah, the light is... Exactly. Now, FT, man, the light just essentially is like... I guess you could think of the Traveler as kind of like a battery that powers them. And I think it became even more, you know, prevalent here in the last... with this last Destiny 2 thing, in the fact is because, like, you don't even need the Traveler to be alive in order to have it to work. Like, they got light back from just this shard thing, you know? So it's not like it was something that, you know, had to come from a living source even. I don't know. It's, like I said, they really, like, convoluted a lot of the lore when they did what they did with Destiny 2. And I'm not sure that they knew or cared about it, which is the problem. Like, I almost feel like somebody thought at the game, like, oh, dude, this is a really good idea. Here's what we should do. You know, we should make it so that the Traveler will reanimate. It'll be so cool. It'll be so epic. And it's like, it's none of those things. It's actually really stupid. It doesn't make any sense. Get you. My house banner, and I'll get out of here. I don't even know if you'd call it a soul, FT, man. I would call it like...
this system has ever seen. Without their Cal, houses usually turn against each other.
Not like this, but you could think of it in the terms of like a reanimation through just electrical pulses. Again, they had a voice in Destiny 1 Vanilla, which changed all that. But then it stopped. So, I don't know. You know, not to mention the fact that, like, if you look at it from the way that the game's situated, the Guardians would probably be, like, you wouldn't want to see them without their armor on. Like, I know that they allow you to take the helmets off and stuff, but so I guess it heals their bodies and stuff, too. But, like, if you've played Destiny 1 for any legitimate period of time, you know the brutalness that your Guardian's body has went through over that period. Like, it's no joke, right? Let's get it. Let's get a strike in here. Let's get a strikey poo. What's our stuff? Solar burn, huh? Do you see this? This is a heroic strike in Destiny 1, and it even comes fully equipped with modifiers. It's really something special. So let's just do it. Not to mention, like, here's the other great thing about Destiny 1. A lot of this stuff matters. Like, look at this armor. Look at this piece of armor. This exotic. I get another grenade, and the Axiom Bolt gets another Seeker. Then I get to increase the amount of Scout Rifle I'm using if I use that. Then I get increased armor when using a Void-based subclass. It's crazy. Yeah, Eldred, that's what I've read too. Like, I guess you can look in the lore of Destiny as the light is like good and the darkness is evil, and like in the grand scheme of things, there's always got to be one to balance the other. It's just like perspectives in life. Like, you can't have one perspective and not have another to counter it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be things viewed from different areas. So in that regard, like the light and the dark, like, I think one of the things they try to play with occasionally, but just do it terribly, is the fact that sometimes the light can kind of skew into a gray area, and sometimes the dark can kind of skew into a gray area, you know? So do we even have solar stuff? Oh, yeah, baby. There we go. We'll put a loadout together here. Oh, yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be just fine for this. Well, yeah. Then as far as like the hive and the darkness are concerned, like, it's basically the light is the idea that all people, all things should have the ability to exist, no matter how small, and should be respected for that. The darkness opposes that in the idea of strength. Might makes right, and might should rule all. And the only people that should live are the ones that have proven it necessary to live, which is why in the Taken King, the King's Fall raid, it's weird, like when you go in there, you're being invited through different parts of the raid because of what you've done, because you've killed. You've now ascended in the eyes of the Hive because you've made yourself a greater being in the eyes of existence. Oh, what do we got here? So you deserve the right to be at that particular spot, or at that table, if you will. Uh-oh, crap. Let's do something here. Do that real quick. Yeah, exactly. And you can't have one without the other. You know, that's just the reality of the thing.
Sealed door, high rooms.
Again, now here's where the lore gets convoluted from the Destiny 1 to Destiny 2 thing. Like, when the ghosts actually had a voice and the Guardians had a voice, you could say that like they were like kind of two beings, in that the Guardian actually still retained some of its previous, you know, I guess, knowledge of who he was, or at least personality, and then the ghost had its own one that maybe you could say came from, I don't know, maybe even the Traveler, like a little bit of the Traveler, definitely possible. But then whenever the Guardian lost his voice altogether, and then it not coming back, with the Traveler coming alive again, like the Traveler coming back to life just screws up everything. It really does. It makes everything that we've done in Destiny 1 like completely worthless, because what you got to think is, and I've said this in like every single one of my videos so far, but if the Traveler can just reanimate itself right now in the Destiny 1 universe, well then why am I here? What am I doing any of this for? You know? Hey, thank you, Peter. Appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? So it just breaks all the immersion of the story when this guy that I am, who I'm supposed to be defending Earth, because nobody else can quote-unquote do it. And then, you know, like, does anybody like really take into consideration at the very end of Destiny 2, the campaign? Hopefully, I'm guessing most of you guys have probably been through it. But if you haven't, like, the Guardians lose. Like, we killed Gaul, yeah, but then he reanimates into some darkness creature, and essentially we can't handle it, because that's whenever the Traveler has to reanimate itself to kill it. So, you know, what happened there? Daniel, I don't know why Luke Smith's in charge, but again, what I will say is that if he had a 18 months to work with as a new manager, like, he's definitely a problem, but I still don't look at him as the greatest problem. There's somebody above all these people that's not getting any shit and really should be. Not to say that Luke Smith has done like really anything good, because he has. I mean, let's be real about it. Like, I don't think any of the changes so far that I've seen have been, I don't know, mantling is cool. I really like that. I wish this game had that. Oh, dude, I'd be wrecked for the shame. Well, do you see too, Shane, how they that like they just keep kind of like outlasting the outrage. That's what's going on right now. They just keep shifting people around so that they put a new head in front of something so that you say, oh, okay, this is a new guy and things are going to change. But, like, you know, is it? Like, have we seen any significant reason to believe that it's going to change? Like, anything is going to get, what I would say, better. Not the same. Like, this is not good. Like, this update, for me, it's not good. I need more than this. When do I get to see the fun parts of Destiny 2? Like, what What expansion holds the new stuff? That's what I want to know. Was he? Okay, so Elrad, if he was made of light, then why did he have Oryx's wings? If Gaul was made of light. No filter. I don't think that they're doing anything like that. I think what they said they're going to do through the and again, I could be wrong because I'm only going off of the blog, that development update that they had on the website. They're going to revamp the mod system, and I guess some of the mods that you're going to be able to get from either raid gear or like specific mods that maybe drop from the raid are going to have raid specific perks on them. But again, like, I'll go back to this, and as soon as I get, oh, you know what? All right, so just look at something here real quick. Okay, so for them to get back to this is going to take a while. Okay, do you see what I'm saying here? Like, if they add a mod onto the current system that allows you to have, like, I don't know what, you know, whatever, pick your thing, you know, increased damage against Cabal or whatever for the raid specific. Like, I still don't get the choice to do this or have some extra ammo or you know, like, do anything of significance. So how long is it going to take us to get our armor and stuff back to this point here that I just showed you? Like, because I guess if you're Bungie right now, you're at least admitting that the current system isn't good, so you're going to try to innovate with it. So that means that you're not happy, or, you know, whatever, the player base isn't happy. I mean, I don't think that they ever really care about it. In the update, they referred to, and it's kind of like just a thing that just keeps going with this company, but they referred to they're inspecting the XP. They're, you know, because it's still not functioning the way that they want it to. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you just code it to do the way you want it then? Like, I don't get it. Like, why do you keep then not doing that? That was rough. Oh, God. Oh, I thought the chore, or I mean, I thought that the campaign, to me, now again, look, if you like it, please, my opinion is only my opinion and should not be taken as anything of significance, because it's not, you know, just an opinion. But I love good stories, and I will tell you that not only did I not feel anything for that story, like whatsoever, but more importantly, it didn't make any sense to me. Like, it just didn't make any sense. Like, why? There's a point where Gaul talks about that taking the light would admit defeat in the eyes, you know, in his eyes. That would be like him failing. And he says this, and I never fail. And so at the end, he kills his buddy for no reason. Just because, like, his buddy tells him what to do, that, like, the thing he probably should have been doing. And then he then just takes it. So did he admit defeat then? Like, what happened next? I don't understand. You know? And then, like I said, so we beat him, but we didn't beat him because he comes back in some form that apparently we can't even fight him in, and nor do they want him. Wait, I don't want to play this one again. I mean, you guys that know about the story, like, are you feeling that? Like, now that I'm saying this to you, is that you know, like this, the entire Destiny 2 campaign is pointless. We fall down from a height that no person can possibly ever survive.
I'm sure.
And that's the first thing that they give us as far as letting us know that we're now, like, without the light. Like, how did I survive this huge fall then? So then it can heal us, but he can't bring us back to life. That's fine. And again, like, the visual and the like audio parts of this, musical aspects of it are they're just so incredible. It's such a shame that the visual and audio teams are held to such high standards, and the narrative team and the progression team, like, I don't know, like, do they even care what those people do? Like, do they just sit in a corner in the back and essentially just chill out smoking weed or something, like, not doing anything? Because I don't know, if I was one of the design, like, people in the designing of the actual worlds or the music or something like that, and this game was getting trashed because of everything that's going on, I'd be pissed. I would be pissed. You know, because those people put a ton of, you can tell, look how much work is put into that game. It's gorgeous. It sounds so good. You know what I'm saying? It sounds so good. The music is so good. The story is so stupid. No, it's such a travesty. It's like just nothing. I guess I don't like feel like putting any money into that's worth it. I don't know. It's so strange. Yeah, George, I don't know, man. I don't know if you're being sarcastic because I can't see tone and on the text, but I'm just gonna have to go ahead and agree to disagree on that. Destiny 2 to me it's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to accurately describe it. I've never seen a game do what this game does. I've never seen a sequel actually regress in so many ways. Can anybody else? What's up, Necrotic? Can anybody else think, please, and I'd like to know this in the comments, because you guys, you'll have a much greater perspective than I will, especially as a group of us. Can anybody else think of a game in the last 5 years that the sequel to the game was like what everybody would call, like, in almost every respect, or not everybody, but a lot of people would call in every respect regressions from the original game? Like, I'm racking my brain, and I can't really think of anything like that. You know, just taking things out of the previous game, stuff that people really enjoyed, like the streak scoring. Like, why would this even be removed? Right? What they have mantling in Destiny 2. Mantling, I do like the additional, that new ability. Like, I mean, it's not groundbreaking, but like the piece of cover or the healing rift. And I guess the ability for the hunters. The hunters got so screwed in this regard. Like, so now they get shade step across all their subclasses. Like, ooh, you know, that's all you could think of. Like, wouldn't it have been probably more apt for hunters, instead of the shade step, to like have like the invisibility go across all of the subclasses? Like, wouldn't that be more helpful too, like for the team as well, than the shade step? You know what I'm saying? Hey, see you, Daniel. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate it. Next Sunday, be doing the same thing. Every Sunday we do Destiny stream at noon. Oh, George, that's why. Okay, yeah. Well, I would say this to you, George. I don't know if you could get the game for a relatively cheap price. I imagine you could, but Destiny 1 is a game. Like, it's a fun game. It really is. It's not the greatest game ever, and it has its flaws. You guys gonna get him or not? You just gonna grab that thing? Oh, cool, man. Appreciate it. But it's a good game, and it has a lot more progression to it than like Destiny 2 does. If you're into that sort of thing, like being able to kind of specialize yourself with, you know, different things. Like this game, instead of your attributes on your armor affecting your like your resilience, like your toughness and your speed, it actually affects your super, your grenade, and your melee abilities. So if you want to use one more often than the other, that's what you're going to go for in your build. You're going to look for, you know, armor that's specific for, you know, your melee stat, or you know, if you want more supers, you know, you can do that too. And then your armor classification is done through your subclass. So you get that aspect too. It's not like you're losing that in the process. Like, you're going to get that as well. It's just found in a different thing. Not to mention, George, check this out. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen this or not, but this is what the subclass looks like in Destiny 2. You can do whatever you want. There's just a bunch of these perks, and you can pick one from each one of these rows. So if you want to have a completely diverse build, well, go for it. You know, if you want to put this with this, and this, go for it. You know, play however you want.
Make a jump like this. I don't even have a stomach. Funny how that works.
Oh, the weapons in this game are fantastic, I think. I mean, there's reskins. There's definitely reskins, but there's also some really fun weapons. You know, there's definitely some really fun weapons. And like, to me, the only weapon that I feel like in Destiny 2 that's really worth like having is the colony.
Looks like they're taking
Every other thing I feel like I felt in Destiny 1 already. The colony is the only weapon that feels unique to me. I know. In like every way too. I mean, even the raid-specific weapons, like the one I'm using here, like this one you can only get through the raid, you know? Take that. I wonder if these guys are ready for it. I know I am. Ah, shit. See that? Why you gotta move? Hold on. Even like look at this. I keep going back to it, but like, even like the power weapons are way more powerful. Like, I can get a rocket launcher in this game that not only has tracking, but also has 3 rockets in the tube, and is a significant, like a serious. Well, oh, sorry. But it's like a serious blast radius too. It's like it's not a bad. Did we get him? Oh, yeah, that didn't take too long. Cool.
Well, Guardian, Cora, it's been fun.
We get here. Oh, see, we got a skeleton key. George, check this out. This is something else that strikes have here. So at the end of every single mission, you can get a key, and then through the key, you can open the chest. And then you get specific gear, which I don't know what happened to it. You know what? It probably went to my postmaster. Jeez, put some crap in here. But you get specific gear that you can only get in strikes, making strikes, you know, actually worthwhile. I don't like the weapon and armor mod components either, Filter. I don't. Necrotic, yeah, you do need to get a Fate Bringer. That's a fun gun. Eldrad, getting back to your point up at the top there, I'm just getting a chance to read it. Yeah, I think Halo was pretty disappointing as well, but I actually was really into the series up until the one with the newest guy. What was his name? The one, I think it was, is it 5? The one that they brought in the secondary guy who was pretty much the center of the story, and like Master Chief was just like a side piece. Like that's when I was like, I'm good. I've had fun. I've had some fun with the game. I don't want to. Okay, so how do you? Okay. Oh, maybe we even try Nightfall. Control, huh? Let's see how D1 PvP plays, shall we? Do I even have any weapons worth using? Yeah, of course we do. Okay, so check this out. So look at this. It's almost full blast radius. It has 3 in the magazine. And it has tracking. And I get increased ammo. I mean, this. Yeah, Locke. That's it, Liam. Locke. That's the guy. That's the one. I hope they do. I think they do, because my idea was actually, why not just make snipers and shotguns either kinetic only primary weapons or elemental only? And I would actually go with kinetic only if I was them, just because it'll reduce a little bit of the power. But you got to think to yourself that if they brought this snipers and shotguns back into D2 Crucible as like primary weapons versus the power slot, there's so much team shooting that's going on there that it's not like you're going to be able to rush a guy with a shotgun. There's no way. How do you glide blink for Xbox? For the Warlock, you just have to set it in your subclass tree. That's it, I think. Yeah, Ken. That's the thing. All these changes, like, I don't feel like they do anything, because there's still half of them still fall short. Like, so you're going to give us strike scoring back, and you gave us heroic strikes, right? Well, what about the loot? What about the loot? If you're not going to give the loot, then there's still no reason to do them. So we still haven't gotten back to D1 levels yet. When do we get to the point in this
Zone control.
where
Bravo team.
do that? When do we get in a point in this thing where
Focus on the
we
zone.
can actually
Control
get
them to claim
like new stuff? I want the new stuff. I want the innovation. I want, what? I don't know. Like, at this point, like, I can't even think very like big because of how small they brought Destiny. Oh, you son of a bee! Nice grenade, brother. Oh my God! What?
gained the lead.
Did I get credit for a kill? I'm gonna be really bad at this too, by the way, guys, because I haven't played it in months. I think I have a weapon that still plays in the D2 or the D1 meta here. I think.
C captured.
Just getting the assists off the bomb.
Zone A lost.
Yeah. What? Where is this guy?
Enemy captured.
There we
Zone
go.
A.
Oh. I will be on D1 for a little bit. I'm going to be on for a little bit. I'll definitely run some strikes depending on how long we go. Like, I don't want to say I want to run a raid because I'm not 100% certain we'll get enough people. So I would do, but if you guys want to do some strikes, I'd be in for that. Whoa. Who done shot me?
You're falling behind. You
Okay.
neutralize Zone B. Zone B secure.
Oh, this dude's gonna wreck my day. He's gonna wreck my whole life. Oh! He had a shotgun.
You're in the lead.
Tara, I would say I don't think that there's a thing in the world that Warframe could have done in a marketing campaign or anything like that. Oh, he's an Orc Blade? Man. That could have helped out Warframe more than Destiny 2 being garbage. In my opinion. Sorry for the people that like it, but Destiny 2 being underwhelming. How about that? That's the word we want to use.
Zone C lost.
Oh, you know what? Oh! Arc Blade. I mean, like I said, I can't even think it can be understated how much effect. Oh my god, you and that shotgun, bro. That I can't even understate how much of an effect I think that the Destiny. I'm not going in that room again. Forget it. Learn my lesson. The Destiny 2 launch has given Warframe all kinds of additional players. Oh, dude, I'm just getting destroyed here. Whoa. Go ahead. And I think that nothing's like really changing in that regard. Did I get him? Crap. Sorry. I knew I was going to get killed. Sorry. So, Mark, I feel like... meme sausage. I feel like the credit is one of those tactics, though, okay? Like, that, and what I mean by that is that they're going to bring another dude in to kind of, like, say, okay, hey, like... I'm a different guy, so like don't hate me. I'm just coming in, and it's what the wow, okay, and so like they can just kind of push the blame off, get a little bit more time, if you will, to kind of readjust what they want to do. I'm grabbing this. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. I should use that. Are you coming for me? Oh, you gonna come?
Heavy ammo available. Only 5 minutes left.
Did you see that? That dude just wrecked my day. That was a fantastic jump snipe. I'm getting over here. I'm sorry I'm playing like trash, everybody, but okay. I didn't ever say I was good at Destiny Crucible. Oh, don't come for us. Don't come for us.
Zone B neutralized.
There we go. About time.
Zone C lost. You captured Zone B.
Guys, leave me alone. Got one. Let's see the other guy there.
Zone C.
Shame. Oh, I got sniped again by that dude. God, he's good. Getting shit on this game, guys. It's pretty bad. I think we're losing pretty hard too. Oh god. Hey, review with that shotgun. We are getting killed. That's alright. I don't care.
Zone B lost.
I got your back. What's your name? Dank meme. Yeah. Dank. Yeah. Hey, what's up, man?
Enemy captured Zone B.
Just us against the world right now, brother. Let's hold it down. Let's do the D2 team shot. There, we did it. Technically, it worked out. I just died for it. Oh yeah, dude. We have vehicles coming in Warframe. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Filter, I might still be on, but even if, like, I still might be playing after the fact, even if the stream ends, so. Okay. Wow, I suck. Let's go do this. I feel like only sweaties are left in this game, you know, to be fair.
Defeat is imminent.
So. That's just how it is, huh? I'll play a dude, and then he just reses back, and it's all gravy, huh? I get it.
Zone B neutralized.
I see how it is in this world. It's tough sailing, dude. It's tough life.
Zone B secure. Zone C neutralized.
Hey. Coming for you.
Zone A.
Oh, shit. Hey, it's that dude with the shotgun again.
Secure.
It's a good question there, Tyler. Does ranked play really matter? That's another thing we could probably talk about in the Crucible. Does ranked play even matter? And I would say this too, like, when you have such a reliance on team shot like you do in this game, like, the wins and loss thing seems kind of screwed up, if you ask me. Like, because there are many games that I just lose because, oh, dude, if you and that shotgun don't just chill. Yeah, I know, I learned lost. Oh, I know. The fact that you get a couple supers, too, that's nice as well. You know? But, I don't know, like, I don't like the idea of being ranked based upon wins and losses when I know how Destiny 2 is in regards to wins and losses. Well, I had a terrible game. So, with that in mind, like, I don't know. I don't think that it's... Maybe we can, like, change her up a little. I don't know. I don't think anything of what they're doing right now is going to be beneficial to the game in more than, I don't know, depending on when we get it too, but in more than what, a month, 2 months. Like they said in the update that now you're going to get like a sparrow, an emote, some other stuff in regards to like doing your nightfalls and your different stuff, like and they put that in the update, and I'm sitting there myself saying, like, okay, but why? And what's it matter if everybody's getting one? Like, what's the point of even talking about that? We'll all have it. You'll get it if it's neat looking. You'll equip it. If not, you'll put it in your vault and you'll never think about it again. And then where are we at? Like, aren't we back where we were before? Like, why even add that in the update? Like, why pad it? Do you see what I'm saying? I don't know. But I thought that the rank was, yeah, the rank should increase depending on your performance in matches again. But still, with Destiny 2's Crucible, the way it is with the team shotting thing, like, if you go up into a team, like if you're a single player, like if you just don't play with the team very often, you're never going to be as good as somebody who does. Because you're not going to be coordinating. You know, whereas I think that was the difference between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, that, like, if you had a team, yeah, that was great. Coordination would definitely help. But you could still have those players out there that could 1v5, 1v3, whatever. Like, a team could come up totally coordinated and a guy could outplay them. Like, that's what made Destiny 1 so entertaining. And I think that's why it's, like, Twitch numbers and everything else, like, when people would stream Destiny 1, the numbers were through the roof because that part was entertaining, especially for PvP. There were some really good people. Oh, geez, the tower chat. The tower chat. Hey, can I have a question? Or can I ask a question real quick on regards to the tower chat I'm seeing in there, Tyler? You're talking about that. How come the consoles can't get tower chat? Like, why do the consoles get nothing? I feel like the PC version of Destiny 2 was brought out as a cash grab for the people that had already bought it on console that had a PC that could run it. Or maybe wanted to go out and buy a PC specifically because of that. Notice the difference in time between the release. They gave you like a month and change to get your character all leveled up in the Destiny 1 on console, or on Destiny 2 on console. Get it all leveled up and play a bunch. And then just whenever that content's just about dry, because it actually probably got dry a little before that for most people, but the PC version launches with updated visuals, 60 FPS, FOV slider. Now they're going to put tower chat in. And like, what about the console players? What about the console players that built Destiny to be what it is today? That PC players would even know what it is or why they should play it. And on that regard, like, you PC players, like, if you got the opportunity to play Destiny 1, as I said in my last video there, I think that a lot of you would really enjoy Destiny 1. Even now. Like, I know I said it before, and I'll say it again. Like, if this game was re-released with updated 60 FPS visuals and with a schedule of new content on the way, I would buy it again. I'm not going to spend $100 on it, but I would spend $60 on it. Ken, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, Warframe on console has so much stuff. Like, I remember when I first got into Warframe, and I'm sitting there looking at all the chat things, and I'm thinking, how do these guys even do the chats? Like, there's no, like, it must be so weird. And then I just went and got myself like a little USB keyboard and hooked that up, and now it's really easy. And you don't need the chats, but it sure is helpful in a lot of situations. Especially if you go to the tower, or, like if I mean, Warframe, it has its own complete thing that it does. But in Destiny, if you had it, like, if you wanted to, like, coordinate a raid between, like, randoms and stuff like that, I would rather, instead of having to bring everybody into a party and stuff, dude, why are you taking... Oh, my God. Why are you taking my fun away? I'm gonna die. I knew it. It's that same dude. I got messed up because it was that dude. I gotta get over my fear of review, or this is just never gonna work out for any of us. Oh God. You can just invite them into the party, but sometimes you don't want to necessarily do that. Sometimes I like the idea that Warframe has that ability to just, essentially, I don't want to sit there and get ultra personal. All I want to do right now is just get my raid together. Just get a team together to do something, because maybe if they can't or something like that. Like, a lot of times, you might be in a situation too where you invite some people in, and for whatever reason, there's just bad stuff going on. For whatever reason, I just feel like being able to chat first is a much better situation. Finally. By the time I can kill that dude. I agree with you, Sam, but I don't know what the problem is I don't know which one they're going to decide on. And it seems more and more likely that they would rather just keep moving with what they're doing. It almost seems as though they don't want to listen. I mean, I know that it appears that maybe they're listening because they're adding in certain things that people have been asking for. But again, people were asking for that only in the idea of this is the bare minimum of what Destiny should be. I want all this stuff, and then I want the new stuff too. Oh no! Can we do it? Can we do it? Oh, you son of a bee, waiting around the corner, just like that. So I don't know who I blame, because here's the thing about the whole blaming Activision versus blaming Bungie. Like, I look at them as one and the same, because they all knew the terms. They all knew what they were doing. And oh god, I can't see where's this guy. They all knew what they were getting themselves in. I knew there was a dude behind me there. They all knew what they were getting themselves into when they signed the contracts. And I'm sure that none of them had a problem with the amount of money that was going to be potentially coming their way in the process. Okay? So, and then when we get like, oh, this guy with his shotgun. And then when you get a situation where you find out in like some of these articles, like a perfect example is you find out in that article that like it was just, it was, at least if you believe the article, it was Bungie that didn't want to put the work in. And so they restructured things. Where are you? Did we get him? No, it was too far away. Guys. I mean, I think that they did, because I'm sure that Bungie couldn't do the scope of what they wanted to do without like a publisher, like especially because you needed to have that money coming back in. I mean, there's no two ways around it. If you were gonna invest that much into it, like you need to have money coming back in. Oh shit on me. But at the same time, like
Zone B neutralized.
There has to be some people within these companies that, okay, so let's just do like a what if scenario. So Bungie comes to me and they say, okay, so what do we need to do here?
Heavy ammo on the way.
You know, like what can we do to right the ship? Like the first thing I'm saying is, okay, look, what you've done is you've destroyed your entire fan base of trust. That's one thing a company never ever wants to do. You never ever want to lose the trust of your customer base, because once that's gone, it's super hard to get back. And it might not seem like it right now, but I guarantee you wait and see what happens on the release of Destiny 3 if the sales still come through, because we basically already know that Destiny 3 is on the way. You know, I mean, that's the reality of the thing. So you watch and see that people, you burned them, and you can't do that. You can't do that. You know, and if you do that, then you better, and that rocket, you better figure out a way to make it right with those people. And so far, like, what have they given the people? What have you as a company, Bungie, given to the customers to actually, like, to seem kind of like an olive branch, to kind of to be doing a little bit more than maybe what you would be comfortable doing, but you know, to kind of just kind of put that situation in play where, okay, you guys have been made uncomfortable, here we're going to make ourselves uncomfortable. And for me, that's like, I'm offering something magnanimous to do that, because I'm looking at this long term. I don't care about the sales of one expansion when all the other expansions, I hate your face review, when all the other expansions are at stake here. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you guys follow me on that? Like, at this point, the idea of refunding a little bit of the purchase price of the next DLC, or, you know, making it cheaper than normal, I don't think like that's like an idea that should just be like completely not looked at. Like I feel like it's something that's, you know, should be a legitimate possibility and maybe like the probability. I don't know. I just don't see them doing anything worthy of getting anybody back.
Zone B secure. Zone
So
A lost.
Oh, that was a nice thing.
Enemy captured Zone A.
you can tell too, like, the people that are in Crucible nowadays, like, they're not the typical, you know, a lot of them that play Crucible nowadays, they seem to know their way around the maps. Am I even doing anything? I don't think so. I've just kind of been screwing around here.
Zone C secure.
Yeah, I've been looking for your sweet and sour chicken ass. Ooh. Body. Get that body shot.
Zone C locked.
Let's see what you're doing. Let's see what you're doing with that.
Zone C.
I just don't know if the DLC could have been free, okay? But what I am saying is I feel like there should be some kind of... Oh, you bastard. There should have been some kind of olive branch. More than an emote or something like that. Like, I'm talking about something legitimate. Something to actually make people, like, legitimately want to play. Like, I don't see anything like that, you know? I don't see anything like that. Dude, Warframe PvP is an entirely different animal altogether. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know about it. It's really strange.
Zone C. No, not this time. Controlling those zones is the only path to victory.
I'm killing you. It's just I don't know. It's really tough to talk about Warframe's PvP because it's so strange. It's just so weird. Oh my god, we're positive that time. Let me just see something real quick. What do you need to do to get your Crucible medal nowadays? I totally forget. It's been so long since I've done this. What do we need for such a thing? How do we even get around here anymore? I've been playing too much Warframe and a lot of Division lately. You guys been playing the Division at all? Have you? Lunaro, I see. That's another thing, FT man. I think one of the future streams here, we're going to have to do Lunaro, just as a group of us. Because I keep hearing that that's actually pretty funny. So, you know, a good time between people, you know, between friends and stuff. Hey, see you, Brian. Have a good one. Have a good day. Take care. It is really hard to hit another 10-0, isn't it? It's like, it's exceedingly hard to hit another 10-0. Like, that's the problem with it. Because everybody's just bullet jumping around and doing all kinds of stuff. And, like, not to mention the fact that, like, you get such limited ammunition that you can't, like, if you're using an auto rifle or something, you can't just spray all over the place in the Crucible trying to hit a guy. Because you're going to run out of ammo in, like, no time. Ah, guys. Let's see here. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking about doing a couple things. Let's do the first thing. Let's go to the reef here. I just want to see what the reef looks like these days, for one thing. But we might do something fun here. Oscar, I could see that. Like, it does seem like they just kind of like put it into the game just for the sake of saying they have a PvP. And I'm okay with it because I'm not a PvP guy. You guys just watched. I don't play PvP very often. I don't like it. I liked it. I like, you know, those type of games when I was a little bit younger, but now I'm into the progression-based PvE games. And with Destiny, my primary focus was the PvE content, you know, so same thing with Warframe. So like the fact that Warframe's PvP is not very developed, trying to be nice, but not very developed, I would say that
yes.
I'm sure okay with it, but I also don't see myself too often going into it. What's up here?
Good to see you again.
Absolutely, Thomas. Feel free, bud. Sam, I understand where you're at with that one. Hey, Gordon. What is this? Oh, this must be one of my quests from, because I am an Xbox player and we finally got all PlayStation's content.
Welcome to the reef.
Oh, look at this. Oh, let's, real quick, do you guys want to have a quick loot box opening? What is this? Paper fortune? Shit. Let's see what we got. Fell winter souvenir. Yeah. Way to make things look good on camera here. Yeah, I don't want that thing anyhow.
Closing communication.
Let's grab this real quick. Oh, we got a couple little... Oh, wait. We get a sparrow?
Ready.
Oh, I have that one already, I think. That's a nice one. That's a good sparrow.
Communication logged.
So, let's go have some fun. Sort of. The good thing about Warframe's PvP, though, and I think I love this about the community aspect of it, too, is that I don't think anybody cares that PvP is bad. Right? Am I right to say that? Like, it just doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal any way you slice it. So I figure I'll just go through a bunch of stuff here. Let's go through... you want to do a challenge? We got Berserk, Precision, and Airborne. I'm going to do this. I'd like to do this real quick, yeah. And there we go. I'm going to do this, though, in the cheap way. You guys can get as mad as you want. I don't, I'm just not in a position to worry about it at the moment. I apologize. But let's put the... Let's just get on a nice, clean loadout. That's not bad right there. Now we're cooking with gas. There we go. And... No. No. Ah, crap. I wanted that one with the extra sword stuff, but whatever. Let's go in. Precision kills. Oh, I hate for that one. More damage in the air. You got it. It's not wrong, Gordon, to like PV or to like D2 at all. It's not. It's not. And I think that if there was no such thing as D1, I don't think people would be complaining nearly as much. That's my personal opinion. Like, if people wouldn't have had the perception in their mind that Destiny 1 was essentially a 3-year beta, and then Destiny 2 is what we got from it in return, like, I think a lot of people would be a lot more, you know, accepting of what we got. But because, as we were talking about earlier, the fact that, yeah, well, I was going to use Stormcaller, but I might die here, so instead I was going to go with Sunsinger, you know? Oh, yeah, do that. Good call. Good call, newbie. Thank you. Thank you. Glad I have you guys on stream to... Oh, that's right. This is timed, isn't it? All right, let's go. Oh, you know what else I should do? Here's another thing Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 could use. I don't know if this is going to happen or not. We're going to try it. All right. Let's see if a 400 level can actually still do this. It's been a while since I've done any type of significant content in this game. You know, I should have probably put on that. Oh. Ow. This is going to be harder than I thought. I mean, can you just see though, like, just the difference in the speed of the gameplay? Like, that's the one thing that I noticed the most between Destiny 1 and 2, is the fact that the gameplay here is just so much quicker. Not to mention that, I mean, again, the weapons actually do seem to kill without them being like complete bullet sponges the whole time. Where you going, buddy? Where you going, buddy? Can you fail to do a mission? No. No. The only thing you... Wait, I shouldn't say that. You can somewhat fail a mission, like, but it's usually just like timer-based or something like that. Like, you can res yourself an infinite number of times, like, as long as you're willing to keep going. And like I said, unless it's like something like this situation where you're trying to, well, even here, like, even if I don't make it, I can still kill everything and just not get the amount of points that I need to get the weapon or whatever. So it's not really that bad of a thing. So the answer to the question really is no. Where's this son of a bitch? Oh, there he is. Sorry I'm not communicating. There's just a lot of things shooting out here right now. And we're going to see if we can't do this. This is something that I've been able to do in the past. I don't know. Go into the... What? Who shot me? What's his nuts at? There you are. Let's see if we can figure out a way to maybe hit him with it. Where'd he go? Oh, shut up, barracks. Where you go, man? I didn't get nearly enough points, but then again, I don't really care. Okay.
Your victory.
It's okay, White. No problem. No problem. Basically, we're just sitting here enjoying a little bit of the finer parts of Destiny. Destiny 1, I mean. Enjoying myself. A little nervous there to get through that. I thought I was going to die a bunch of times. Can't believe I didn't. Most of us here, Warframe players, yeah, but I think the problem... Sorry, I'm just reading. Well, yeah, welcome to Trash Destiny.
Round 2.
The show where we just come in and trash Destiny. Sometimes we play Warframe, and sometimes we play Destiny, and sometimes we play other games, but there's nothing like a nice big ranked session, is there?
Thirsts for your...
See now, okay, I actually got the chance to look over the 2.5 damage changes, and I think I'd said before that, like, I've seen the nerf hammer so often in this game that, like, I just kind of got to the point where I accept when they do it. So it's not really bugging me as much as I know it's bugging a lot of people. Not to mention, I kind of look at it as an aspect of, like, and this is just me trying to be positive here, so don't kill me. Like, forcing us to kind of come up with new weapons and new builds and stuff like that. I think that it's one of the things they try to do to freshen the game up. I don't know if it's necessarily the best way to go about it, but at the same time, like, I'm kind of curious to see. I want to get the damage 2.5 in my hands and then take it into the simulacrum and see what it really does. That's me personally. Yeah, they really do need to get ammo synthesis. I mean, come on. Like, again, that's what we were talking about with Destiny. Like, come on now with the ammo synthesis. It's time. It's time to have that. How do we not have that? Especially considering the fact that we can barely use our power weapons as it is. Like, come on. What's all the stuff you got everywhere, Bray? I have a ranged weapon. Look at him, like, freaking out over there. Should have probably used a different weapon, but it's okay. You done with this? Reinforcement. No! 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 Don't you do it. I don't want to waste my super. Where are you, witch? Did I kill you? No? Ow! Burns! Oh, there she is. Okay. That. Strayed far from the center, sir. Ow! 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 Oh, you! Dude, will you chill with the fire already? Isn't there like a lot of fire? It's too much fire. Oh my god, he ducked it. Did you see that? It's crazy. Duck out. Slash would be gone here. See, I mean, I don't know. Like, at first, I was watching Rob. I always go back to Rob from the Gay Guy Plays. I know, but even he was like, at first, he was like thinking it wasn't going to be that big of a deal, and then after the fact, he started like kind of like reversing his position a little bit on that. So I'm actually, holy cow. I don't know why I just threw a grenade there. I didn't mean to. More of Come here, witch. Oh no! I'm in the soup. No. Pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Thank you. Get me out of there. A lot of stuff going on. It was time. There you go. Mr. Zelda Meister, yes I am. I'm going to be doing that next week, as a matter of fact. We are going to be doing the John Prodman attempt, because I want that autograph really bad. As I mentioned in another stream, my orbiter is really, really, really bare, and I need that. So yeah. Alright, Oscar. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Remember, next week, next Saturday, same deal. Too much vulgar joke, and yeah, Rob, he, you know, he pushes the limits there a little bit from time to time. I go more so as just for his knowledge of the game versus like actually, you know, thinking of him as any type of. I guess let's put it this way: I don't think about what he might be outside of the stream. I just really like his opinions and stuff. So, as far as Warframe is concerned, he seems to do one thing that I don't see a lot of Warframe people do, and that's actually Warframe YouTubers. I don't hear a lot about actual numbers in a lot of situations, and so he actually goes into that from time to time. He doesn't actually say the numbers, but periodically he shows them. Oh, dude, is this going to be that one where I got to kill those stupid sirens? It's going to be tough. But for those reasons, I really like him. But, you know, I'm going to teach her. Oh, I'm sure. You can tell. I feel like Rob brings a little bit of that drama on himself. Like, he knows what he's doing. It's not necessarily a situation where he doesn't understand the things that he's saying and what type of opinion or what type of thing they're going to incur later down the road. So, you know, if that's... Hey, you. No. Wait, what's the color? Oh, right, you are the right guy. Come here. No. Come here. There you go. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you just walking in here like that. Because they usually aren't that nice. Reinforcements. This is going to be another one for... Why are you chasing me? Are you the solar guy? No, he's not. I was going to say, dude, you guys are really blessing me out here today. I don't know. Just take a look around here. Where's the solar guy? Solar. Buddy, I got a sword straight for you, pal. It'll work, I promise. Run around. Hail Mary grenade. Where did he go? Oh! Perfect. Chill over there. Those shots are a little rough. They're a little hard. I'm excited for this new quest line. I'm even more excited for how it was put on the on that stream, like that basically they were really like kind of tight-lipped, but you can tell that they're like really excited about what they have coming next as far as the story's concerned. And like, I'm all in there. Like, especially with the idea that the developer actually is excited and cares about the story versus what happens. Like, I am all in. What are you doing back here? Oh, look at this. Hey! What's up? Thanks, man. Appreciate you. I do. I do. Nope. Nope. No. Okay. So we're going to just kind of chill back here for half a second until I get a good lay of the land. Listen here, sir. Not that guy. Not that guy. Reinforcements. Doing not too bad so far. I'm actually pretty surprised. Okay, no. That down. Walk over here. I mean, I could probably pop my super at any point and just... heady over here, I see. Just walk over this way. Yeah. Oh, the Ortis story is just fantastic, and again, it just kind of goes to show like the amount that they care about the story itself. Like, you get all these weird ass quirks from that dude, and you always wonder why, and then you finally get all those pieces together, and you get to actually hear that entire ordeal of like what he went through and how like close he thought he was getting to like his actual goal. Only for it to be like completely snuffed out, and then, you know, this warrior who was like, you know, kind of a mercenary, but you could tell he had honor, and he believed in his causes at least. You know, gets reduced to being just a ship's steward. Like, that would be, in my opinion, if you were a warrior, like being like reduced to that it'd be like the worst type of punishment, you know, that a person could have. It's just really good story writing. Again, like, I don't think DE gets enough. What? How did I die? You're probably gonna did we get a precision kill on him? Yeah, we did. Nice. All right, cool.
Your victory tells the tale.
Where to go? His memories back. Okay, so Divine, that's a good question, and let me talk about something. Maybe I'm misunderstanding this, but Ortis knew about his messed up situation. That's the reason why all of his memory fragments were scattered all over the different planets. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that he did that as a way to kind of just forget that whole scenario. You know, so he did that to somewhat protect us from that. That's what I understood. I added you, Filter. I think I believe I just did that. You might have seen it on stream, as a matter of fact. Lettuce or Ortis? I love lettuce. Okay, so, yeah. See, here's the problem. Like, I've said this before on my streams. I have like a mini crush on Rebecca. It might be more than mini. Okay, like dream girl type stuff. And losing the Lotus is tough for me. Although I will say this, and maybe you guys could actually talk on this real quick. Did the Lotus get on your nerves a little bit in Cetus? Like when you'd be out there just trying to chill and fish? Do you know what I'm talking about? Hey, Necrotic, thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Next week, if you want to join again, same time, just so you know. Take care. Have a good day. Do you know what I'm saying, though? Like, I would be running around. I'd be running around in, whatever, say, trying to fish or trying to mine. And, like, every 2 seconds, there's, like, a mission that comes up. And, like, I remember actively saying to her a bunch of times, like, Lotus, I'm trying to fish. Do you mind? Seriously. Or I need to get this stuff. Like, can't you find another one of the 10-0 and go grab that drone over there that probably doesn't matter? But that's the only thing with her. But other than that, like, Space Mom is like, I love her to death. Like, literally. But Ortis, I appreciate Ortis. Like, I've seen a lot of people say that they don't care for Ortis and they turn Ortis down in the orbiter and stuff like that. Like, I don't do that. I like listening to what he says. I think he's funny, to be honest with you. Like, just some of the things that come out of his mouth are very humorous. My favorite is when he trolls you every time you come out of, like, your, like when you're customizing the colors on your Warframe and whatnot. What do we got here? God. I don't mind that. No, you cannot play Trials of Osiris on anything anymore, I don't think. I didn't think it's available even for Xbox One. Like, it's not supported any longer. Well, I mean, she did hate us, but she changed. Like, if it weren't for her, like, the Tenno would have died for certain. So something happened. Whenever she heard the story of the Tenno and of Margulis, something changed within a sentient, which is really strange because you've never seen that type of behavior in a sentient before. But again, I think there's just not enough there to truly, like, have a good idea of what's coming next. All right, so what do we want? An additional approved energy drain. I don't know. Do we have something with Void? Sure we do. What's the Nightfall, I wonder? We want to try this? I haven't done a solo Nightfall in a long time. George, as you could see right there, essentially, there's quite a few people at the tower, so it's really up to you. I mean, I think it would be finding on the right days. I'm sure there's going to be times whenever the population is going to be low, but here's what it is. Warframe really made the players emotionally invested in the game with its lore, characters, and quests. Many games, even Destiny, really failed to do that, in my opinion. Absolutely. Warframe does, like, you could make a checklist of the things in even this game that you need. Codex, okay? Like a legitimate faction system where the factions actually matter and there's like a cost to be paid for joining one or joining another, Oh, look at that. We just got a perfect ghost. All right, so let's give it a go, right? I actually used to do this, guys. The Nightfall, for those of you who don't know, is, I guess, what you would call the weekly. It's like a sortie. It's one of the strikes, but it's geared up, and I'm gonna see if the old boy has any of his old powers, or if he's just completely lost everything. What do you say? We don't have terrible modifiers for it. Oh, you know what I need though? Let's just do one little thing here. We could go, so we're gonna go Silver Dread because it has more impact. And then I need need this. Wait. Yeah, let's go with that. So we got all void. No, Oscar, I did not know that, but that sounds exactly like what Warframe would have in the works, though. Like, I could totally see them doing something that good and that cool, and it'd be totally fun. And the Stalker thing, again, he's one of my favorite characters just because of the fact that it's like he's our mirror, right? You know, the Tenno can't die, neither can Stalker, so it's like this endless fight. What's going on there? Like, what's he trying to prove? You know, he never actually tries to go after the Tenno, which is weird because he knows where the Tenno live now, right? Like, he always gets us on a mission, but the one thing to consider is that the Stalker knows what our ship's like. He's been there, and somehow he made it there before. Like, you could say it was through the power of Hunhao, but I don't remember seeing anything that really alluded to that. Yeah, see, and Ken, I don't even know if Helminth is really our ally, in the point that I think the Helminth is the ally to the Warframe itself, like the Warframe entity, and doesn't understand that the Warframe itself isn't being controlled by the Warframe, but yet by one of the Tenno, because, I mean, you guys have probably done it, I'm sure you have, where you position your Nidus, like, right in the door, and then you flip into your Tenno, and you open and go into the room, and depending on the choices that you made, Helminth will say different stuff about your Tenno. You know? Oh, not this one. Are you kidding? No. Oh, this one sucks. Oh, crap. I keep forgetting to change myself. Oh, this is going to be bad. I'll tell you that right now. It's going to be real bad. This is one of the worst ones. If you guys want to just hang out over on the other side of the map, though, that's totally fine with me. No problem with that. No, just stay over there. Come here. Nothing over here. Come on, health. Wow, wowie. Whew. That's only the first little part. I don't know.
Anybody home?
This is gonna suck.
The door is sealed with runes. Let's get to work.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is going to be really rough. I don't know if we're able to do this one. This is definitely not one that I would, especially because they didn't, I thought that, they kept the daybreak on all the time now. What a shame. That was actually a lot of fun. How did you get down there? There we go. Who knew Destiny was a cover-based shooter? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know. Well, remember, the difference between Destiny and Warframe is the fact that in Destiny, you are, I guess you're like a super soldier at the best. In Warframe, you're a god. Oh, my God. Whew. All right, Thomas. Thank you for joining there. Appreciate it. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this too many times, to be quite honest with you guys, because this is... Soloing the Nightfall is pretty rough. And this one in particular, I wish I'd have known this was the one, because I never would have done it. This is actually one of the, in my opinion, one of the hardest Nightfalls in the game. Not to mention, I don't really have what I'd call an optimal loadout for it either. God, I can't get down. And it's also, there's Hive, or there's Taken here instead of Hive, which the Taken actually keeps splitting into two once you get them down low. Let's just hit. See what I'm saying? They just keep multiplying. Okay, boys. Yeah, this isn't going to be the Nightfall for us today. Does anybody here on the stream actually play Destiny 1? Because I was curious. I was hoping to actually get a few people to play with me during the stream here today, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be something that happens. Unfortunately, I wish they did. Why the war? Okay, so the question is I'm really interested in your thoughts on what you think the reason is on why the Warframe willingly have the Tenno be able to, like, you know, I guess. Oh God, yeah, we're out, guys. I think the main reason why is because they have some type of sentience, but they don't have what I would call sentience enough to actually be able to make any type of I think they're like not mindless, but they're not necessarily like major intellectuals, if you will. And I think that the Tenno, being children, pose no threat to the golems, essentially, and for that reason, it allows them to, you know, kind of be a little bit more open to the fact that whenever the Tenno in it are actually able to give them direction. It's kind of like anything else in the world. Like, you know, everybody wants to have free will, but yet when you're given ultimate free will, the one thing that you always ask yourself is, what do I do next? There's some beauty to being kind of directed to have a purpose every single day, to not have to think about what you have to do next, to have somebody else in the driver's seat. You know, there's a freedom there as well. Freedom from worrying about decisions or anything else like that. Oh, cool. There we go. And from that, you know, I feel like that in regards. Okay, Oscar. See you, buddy. I think that's the main reason why you know, we're in a place where the Tenno can just freely operate. All right. Now that there's two of us, let's give him a chance to put on some void stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that. That's nice. Got some Oversoul action. Okay. I like it. You could think of it this way, Mr. Zeldameister. Warframes are kind of like the Guardians in Destiny. And the ghosts is kind of like the Tenno, directing, you know, what goes on. The only difference being that the ghost in Destiny really doesn't do much of anything, other than open doors and speak narrative, whereas like the Tenno can come out and like kick ass too now, especially now. We may. You know, just thought. Back into my favorite Warframe lore stream. All right, we're gonna try this one more time. Filter, I don't know. We'll see if I'm actually gonna be still on by then, because then the stream will be at 3 hours at that point anyhow. So, what I can do, however, let me ask this to the stream right now, because maybe this is something to consider. Next weekend, when I do the stream on Sunday, would you prefer, or even on Saturday too, this is up to you guys, would you prefer me to push the time back a little bit to say like maybe start at 2 o'clock? Because you know, like these 2 days up until about 5 o'clock each day, I'm pretty much, or like 6 o'clock each day, I'd say, I'm pretty much wide open. And even around 6, that's usually when I just start kind of working on a video or something like that. There is no matchmaking for Nightfall. So it's not like a sortie where you can basically, you know, just go in single. Like, the only way to do a Nightfall. Sounds good, Ken. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. You want Tenno to have weapons. I like the... I currently like, actually, what Warframe is doing with the Tenno. I really like how they've... how they've given them a little bit more power, a little bit more survivability, weapons. Like, that's just a whole other... God, Warframe just has so much stuff that they can utilize now as far as, like, moving forward. I mean, you know, there's just all kinds of progression that can happen, you know, with the schools, and then with weapons. Me personally, I've been using that one with the Schwach.
They've sealed the door with
it's kind of like I can't remember what weapon. I don't think I have it. It's like the Arc of Plasma or something. I don't have that one, but it has the same type of firing, like, mechanic to it, and it's, oh, I love it. I don't care for the Tenno's armor though. Like, I'm not really sure about the Tenno. Oh, I'm just gonna say I'm so dead. Oh yeah, nice. Invis, beautiful. We're all good. Oh yes. That is the, what is that hand? Oh, that's the sidearm. What's that thing called? Oh, that was a good weapon too. I remember having it. I'm holding down the fort. Great God. In hunter form. Yeah, throw that invisibility. Oh, boo. It was looking good. That was looking real good. That's alright. This is what happens in the Nightfall. Especially whenever I'm not, like, actually taking it completely seriously, which I should probably start doing at this point. We can get through it. Nice. We're going to go this way. That is. Nice. We'll say this. I have to commend everybody that has joined me on my stream up to this point. Like, everybody is pretty solid at gaming. Very, very excited about that. Everybody that's gone on has been able to hold their own in every situation I've ever used yet, or I've ever been in. And I commend you. Continue to show the boy up as much as you can. There we go. Well, we don't have anything. I am Eastern Standard Time, yes. We don't have anything like that. We don't have any healing things. We don't have any... We have ammo synthesis. We do have that.
Guardian down.
Not good. God, no. Ah! Son of a... I hate this Nightfall. I hate this one. This is one of my least favorite Nightfalls. Of course, the day that I'd be playing, this would be the one that was on. But I want to get through it, because it's been a long time since I've done Nightfall. Because it's the best. And it feels good. I like... Oh... I just fell off the thing. Oh my god. I played this game because it reminds me of all the fun times I had. And also, I still feel like in this game, you have some kind of power. Whereas in Destiny 2, like, I'm sorry, I just don't feel that way anymore. Like, there's no legitimate power going on. And so, for that reason, I still come back to Destiny 1 periodically, from time to time. Not all the time, you know, it's not something that I play constantly. I gotta get out of this little corner. There we go. I hate the timer too, it sucks. Nope. Oh my god. Oh. What are we gonna do here? What are we doing here? You know what we gotta do? We gotta get out from under there. That's what we gotta do. What? How did you shoot me from all the way over there? One. This isn't even the worst part. Dude, where do these guys come from? Oh my god, please stop, stop. There is no high ground in this one. There's nowhere to go. The problem with this particular strike is the fact that all these guys can just continually regenerate. There's literally no way for them to stop. Like if you get them just down to a little bit of health, they'll split in two. So like you never feel like there's a situation. If you leave one, if you miss one of these stupid little Taken, and especially in the Nightfall because the damage is so ridiculous. Like right there, I came over here. Perfect example. No. That's what I missed last time. Die. Come on. Whew. Okay. Whew. I know you guys like seeing me suffer anyhow, so I don't really feel too bad about this right now. What? What? There was like a wall there. You couldn't even get through. Oh, I hate this one. Hate this one. Yes, there is. I'm trying to bring Destiny 1 back. Actually, I'm just trying to have a little bit of fun with the game. But boy, I'll tell you, this is the one. I'm trying to think if there's a Nightfall Strike that I don't like worse than this one. The only one I would say is worse than this one, as far as just trying to get through it in the beginning stages, is the what do you call it? The Fallen Saber one. That, in my opinion, is just the absolute worst. That opening section there is so unforgiving. Look, he's literally in the thing, and you can't die. Oh my god. I don't get it. Where's the additional void damage I'm supposed to be getting here? That dude was a tank. He was a truck. I was going to try to do this solo. Is this real? I don't know if more people are doing D1 over D2, but I know that it just seems to me as though D2 at least, or D1 I should say, has a bit of a following, like to the point where, you know, there's still a lot of people that play. I just got rezzed. It's like there's never enough. Out of here! Hey, there's another one. Hey, there's another one. You guys have your end? Okay, cool. Oh my god. This is the bestest. Here we go. I'm actually using energy drain, and I'm using the Ophidian aspects. God, I wasn't expecting that dude to just run up there like that. Screw you. Oh my god. You gotta be kidding! There's so many of them everywhere you turn. This is just brutal. Oh, nice. He's doing the good work over there. Nope. That's my fault. That is my fault right there. I am not playing well. All right, we're gonna try to give it one more try here. But boy, this one here is such a bitch. I just want to get out of this little room. Is that possible? Oh, don't you come over here now. Don't you come over here. He's coming for us. I don't want to get out of the way. I'm just saying. You. Both of you.
Guardian down.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, listen here. Where'd he get? I'll talk to you for a second. Quit that teleporting crap already. Alright, King. I'm going to take your advice. Oh my goodness. Come on. I don't have it. I don't got it anymore, guys, like I used to. It's just, I'm just not the Destiny player I once was, apparently. I didn't like that helmet, though. I think it's called the Queen's Choice or something. It's a good gun. Yeah, nice play. And we're doing it. He's doing it. I keep shooting my ghost over here, which is ridiculous. Nice. No. We're up again.
Guardian down.
Ah, see, like you can't even throw your super without getting killed. Okay. Risk. I think I don't want to do this anymore. Oh, this is just, it's brutal. Like, this is brutal. This is literally brutal. This strike here is just not fun at all. Let's see what those, let's see what the scatter greens can do. God, I wish they would at least get one with increased supers and stuff. So much fun. Really painful. No, where's this guy? Where are you coming from? Where are you shooting me from? You. No. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding? Come on. This guy is just wrecking me. It's so crazy how much damage these things are doing. Not to mention how long it's taken for the health to come back up, man. Come on, baby. What were the modifiers again? I don't remember anything being like ridiculously difficult like this. I just suck. Maybe that's that too. I didn't think about that part. Is there another one? Oh, wow. Alright, first we're gonna go over here. There are more! Do you guys ever ever go away. And there's one more. There. We gotta get in here. We gotta get into this just next round. I don't even want to do this anymore, but yet I feel compelled to continue. I don't know if that's gonna help. Who just shot me? Where? Oh my god. Give me them rubies. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. This is looking a little bit more promising. I'm trying to melee people. The problem is I can't even get close to them. If I do, like, the second that I get close to them. That's probably the way I should have employed earlier. He's upstairs like that. Looking easy. I don't know if you can tell him there. Oh, I'm just gonna stand up behind you, right? Don't you do it. Don't you even do it. Don't you do it. No. 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 Get that homing crap out of here. Get out of here. Who's shooting me so hard? Get away! No, there's too many. What just hit me? Like, what just did that? What was that thing that just pushed me sideways? Oh, okay. Yeah, we're done. We're done. I'm 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 done. I don't even understand. Something just occurred there that should never have occurred. I don't understand why, but for some reason, something pushed me, and those enemies don't push, and there were none of the big things left. I don't get it. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but I have totally failed on the Nightfall thing. I wish we'd have had a full team, but again, I know if you could only parkour like that in Warframe, or if you could do a bunch of different things, and at the end of the day, like that's not the strike for me. This is definitely not. That's not a strike that I want to get into. It actually gets much worse as you go later. The very end of the strike, you're just sitting in a room, basically in a tiny little hole that you just have to hope that you don't get swarmed, and it's just not a fun thing. So, at any rate, guys, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna stop the stream for today. I'm feeling kind of bad about myself for failing you, and I don't know what to say about that. But I did have a lot of fun playing Destiny with you today. I did have a lot of fun discussing the update. I had a lot of fun talking about Warframe, as we always do. I don't know. Sometimes it just doesn't work out the way you want it to go, you know? I'll show you the thing that I've waited on my entire Destiny existence. This was the weapon that for me took forever to get. And it was like one of the ones that I really, 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 really wanted. The day that this thing dropped, I literally jumped out of my chair, just freaked out. I have not had a moment like that in Destiny 2. Not one since I've been playing it. And I mean, my characters are like 330 something or whatever. Like I've tried, I mean, I don't play a lot. You don't have to play a lot to keep your light level up. But the only weapon that I feel is worth anything in Destiny 2 is the colony. Everything else I feel is substandard. Even to the weapons like this. I mean, you guys got to see there's so many different things. Like, look at this. This is a raid. This is a weapon from the raid. If you haven't seen this already, if you haven't played D1, from the newest Wrath of the Machine raid. Okay, first of all, it already does additional damage to one of the specific enemy types, and that one would actually have to be in the Wrath of the Machine raid, the Fallen. They're like the highlight, the featured enemy of that raid. So you get bonus damage against them, and you get bonus agility when this weapon's equipped. So now you're faster and you're stronger. And that's only from the tiny little perk on the end. You also get quick unassisted kills with this weapon, reduce grenade and melee cooldown. So now you're going to get faster melee and grenades. And then you get this as well, doubles the effectiveness of this perk. So now you're getting even quicker grenades and melees. Not to mention that you can like kind of choose between a couple different things as far as like range and stability and magazine size and stuff like that. But this is just one weapon. Does D2 have anything with this much character? I'm sorry, Murph. The doctrine is it's really great, but I will say that there is an acceptable substitute in the game, and that is the Soul Stealer's Claw. If you can get that weapon with a pretty good roll from the Prison of Elders, it is easily as good, maybe even better, than the Doctrine of Passing. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's a raid specific weapon. Look at this. This is a raid specific weapon. For those of you guys that have only played D2 and not D1, this weapon is an exotic that you get from doing the raid. And it's called Adept, essentially because it's one of the only primaries in the game that actually has an elemental assignment to it. Most of these are all kinetic. See, only these raid weapons, like this one here, they actually have an element to them. Yeah, that's true. You can buy your character. So again, and as we showed earlier, like even the perks on the gear. You know, there's so many different things that they just regressed back from Destiny 2 that it really puts you in a situation where, you know, you got to ask yourself, like, what was the thought process? You know, not to mention just other, like, little quality of life things we talked about, you know, heavy ammo synthesis. You run out of ammo. Why is this not in Destiny 2? Like, how is that not in Destiny 2? This is special ammo. This would be your primary. But again, these keys here, going back to before, they give you strike-specific, opens a strike horde containing gear unique to a strike, something that's missing from Destiny 2. Just any number of things. Well, there you go. See, Murph, that's, you know, the one I have has Hidden Hand on it, which is really nice. Like, it gives you better target acquisition, so I actually probably use that just as much as the Doctrine just because of how good it is, but I just like the Doctrine because it's, you know, well, it's the Doctrine. You know, but even then, they even took this gun. I remember when it had a huge magazine. Like, you could get like 70 rounds. Oh, there is 72 rounds. But look what you're giving up. I mean, you're giving up a nice chunk of stability. Look at that, 48 for using braced frame. Such a shame. Blow to Glass was amazing. All the raids in Destiny 2, in my opinion, were very good. I even like Crota's End. I like Crota's End because Crota's End is a raid for you if you don't have a bunch of either time or people that know exactly what they're doing. You can get people through relatively easily. It's a short raid. It kind of gives people that have never raided before a feel of what a raid requires from you. Whereas I feel bad for the people that have only played Destiny 2 and have only raided in the Leviathan raid, because to me, that particular one is the least fun out of all the raids I've ever done in Destiny. It's so mechanic heavy, and it's so demanding on every single person to like not die or not skip the thing that they do, because if they do, it's over with. That's not how the raids were in Destiny 1. There were many moments where like you could have two guys down, and you could still kind of clutch it and keep going. 3 guys down, depending on what's going on, even more. So it gives you that. It gave you the mechanics, that side of it, but it also gave you the ability to enjoy yourself and like just go out and kill and just, kind of appreciate the raid for what it was, the scene of it, not just the fact that I have to be at place A at this particular time. Oh, it's no problem, Cecil. No problem at all. Yeah, Justin. See, now I actually like to run the sword too in credit. That was a good time. I didn't always do it, but chilling here on stream with my jukebox and oh, you lucky. I want a jukebox in my ship, but so. It's a different game. It's just it just feels like a different game in a lot of very important areas. And that to me is just a huge problem because I'm a Destiny 1 player, but then again, just when I say that, consider one thing. And I think a lot of you guys that do play Destiny is like, isn't Destiny 2 made for people that played Destiny 1? Like, isn't that the point of it? That's right? Or am I wrong on that? Like, I don't understand the idea of alienating a core group that's that big. And doing the things that they did. But, hey. I'm not Bungie, so I don't know. At any rate, guys, I do very much appreciate you all joining me on stream today. I had a blast other than the Nightfall, but I'm sure you guys enjoyed hearing me bitch and moan because I know you like putting me through hell. So next week, next Saturday, we are going to do the John Prodman search again for Warframe because I need that. And also, we're doing another survival on Mott, but this time you guys are forcing me to use mag. And I threw a little caveat in there that it's Tsar only. So mag, Tsar, and you're allowed 1 melee weapon of your choosing, but no secondary. It's got to be mag, Tsar, melee weapon, and that's it. Subs, I think some casual players of D2, I would assume would like it very much, especially if you are the type of player that played Call of Duty or Battlefield, those type of games. Some people just like to go into a game, not have to worry about progression so much, and they just want to come home and they just want to shoot some stuff. In that regard, I think Destiny gives you a little bit of progression, but tons of that ability to just shoot stuff. And so for those people, I would actually assume that Destiny 2 was a very good experience. But I don't think that that kind of encapsulates what the base of the community enjoyed up to that point. Right? That's just my thought. So, I don't know. But if you guys, seems like you guys enjoyed at least talking about Destiny, even though I think many of you on stream today are Warframe players, and I think many of my subs are actually Warframe players who have played a little bit of Destiny 2, Destiny also, I mean, and have been burned by it a little bit. And so I think we all kind of feel solace in coming together and talking about this. So I think FT man, the Tenno would wreck the Guardians. The main reason why, as I stated before, the Guardians are kind of like a super soldier, where the Tenno are kind of like gods. They're not, I don't even know how you would hurt a Tenno. Right? Like really, what, now that the Tenno has become essentially ethereal, you know, they can just move from plane to plane with ease. I figured that, Mr. Learman, I kind of thought a lot of people were like that. So that was my point, that like, if you like to enjoy, come to these streams on Sunday and just kind of get some of your thoughts out there, that's what we're doing this for. This is a therapy session for Destiny 2 or for Destiny players. Essentially, at the end of the day, and most of us play Warframe. So I don't think I would do Destiny 2 on PC if it was me. Now again, if you want to, feel free. Well, I have my own D2 clan. That's half the reason why I play D2. So if you guys are interested in being in that, feel free. Or Filter's here. He's got his up. Filter, I'm sorry. Not 100% certain if you're a man or woman. I think you're a guy. But so my apologies if I was wrong. But no problem. No problem at all. I apologize for not being able to pull us through. Thomas, you know as well as anybody that I used to do these solo, right? So Destiny Players Anonymous, that's pretty much where we are. That's what we are right now. This is like a support group. We all come together, discuss. Sunsinger versus Ember. I mean, again, I don't think there's a question there. Like, Ember would, I don't know, I just don't see the Guardians. Here's the one thing, the Guardians won't die. You know, they'll just keep getting rezzed over and over and over and over and over and over again, you know, unless the Tenno go after the Traveler. But I don't know. Destiny's never really talked about what the Traveler can and cannot do. So I don't want to speak intelligently on the powers of the Traveler. For all intents and purposes, it could be, you know, immortal and godlike, just like the Tenno. But I always thought about that. Like, if the Tenno and the Guardians fought, you'd have the Tenno basically just taking over for the most part and winning the fight. But it would never end because both entities really can't die. See, so I have to actually get my Discord in order first before I add anybody, but I will be doing that. This week, in fact, I will be, essentially all I have is it's set up. I don't have anything, you know, as far as any time personalization or customization with the channel. I actually did it a couple months back just because I was thinking about getting back into YouTube, and sure enough, everything kind of came to play with everybody. So as much as I appreciate it, I'm still kind of behind the times there on that. But hopefully this week I will get my Discord up in some type of running order where it's worth everybody coming to, and then maybe we can start doing it. Oh, okay. Well, I will. I promise. See, so I will definitely do that. Because I still have the information, everything. I actually took the information that you gave me from the chat and I put it into one of my documents over here. Oh, yeah, subs. Hunhal's the best. I love him. He's got such a cool... I like his voice. I like his personality. But... all right, everybody. Well, as I said, thank you very much. I appreciate you all joining me and discussing some Destiny and some Warframe. Please join me next week. Next Saturday, Warframe. Next Sunday, Destiny again. And I should have at least one video out for you this week, potentially two. We will see, as long as I have the the time to actually put them both out. Yeah, Shadow, your hate is too weak. Which is an odd part in that quest too. Like the fact that the stalker kind of pulls back. Why? Why did the stalker pull back there and then continues to hunt us after the fact? Something to think about for next week. All right? I'll talk at you all in the next one. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Take care of yourselves. And I'll see you later. Bye.